Welcome to Southwest. I'm Anusha Ravi Sood, and it's a very exciting day for Tamil Nadu politics. The DMK, or the government in Tamil Nadu led by DMK, has a new leader. Mr. Udayanithi Stalin was sworn in to his father, M.K. Stalin's cabinet this morning, and this has naturally led to a lot of debate. Of course, there is the dynasty politics. There is opposition leaders and journalists calling out the hypocrisy. Why should Congress be the only one bearing the brunt or the burden of dynasty politics? DMK leaders have been pointing to how dynasty politics is not new to any party at all. In fact, the BJP also has a fair share of dynasts, so does the AIDMK. So without further ado, today I'm joined in by a very senior journalist, R.K. Radhakrishnan, who's been very, very critical of the DMK's decision to bring on board a first-time MLA, perhaps because of his legacy. We also have Saravanan Annadurai, who's the spokesperson of DMK, who has been very passionately defending the party and the party's decision in onboarding Mr. Udayanithi Stalin. Thank you so much for joining us, joining South First, and we really appreciate your time. I will first come to you, Mr. Saravanan. Had Udayanithi Stalin not been his father's son, would the same courtesy be extended to him? Would it be extended to any MLA of DMK at all?
Yeah, see, that's a very good question, though rhetoric. If you look at an actor in the Tamil politics, if you look at any actor worth his salt, who is in the age group of 40 to 45, and who has got a considerable fan following, will any party say no to him? You know politics better. So I think that is his biggest credential. He is a crowd puller. If anybody else walks around and he walks around, there's definitely a difference. And his appeal is pan Tamil Nadu. So it's easy when he says, I'm willing to campaign for the party, I'm willing to immerse myself for the betterment of the party. It's a very easy decision. Any party in the country say no to such a person of that caliber? That is the most fundamental question I would ask. So, and how he has performed. See, he did not just join the party when we were in power. We have not just made him a minister just because he is the son of the chief minister or the son of a party leader. He has gone through the rigors of politics. See, he was inducted in 2019 when we were nothing. We didn't have any seats. 2016, we had a string of losses. Before 2019, we lost the 2011 election, we lost 2014, we lost 2016, we have lost the local body elections, and again we are going into 2019 after a string of big losses. And he was there campaigning for the party, and he was also responsible for the victory in 2019, and since then he has been a vocal critic of the Modi government, of the BJP's politics, and he has embraced the Dravidian style of politics. We need someone who is visible, whom the people will listen to speak about the Dravidian politics, and Mr. Udayanithi Stalin was doing that. And in 2021 elections also, his performance was stellar. He was campaigning throughout the state of Tamil Nadu, and he was asked to contest in the Triplicane constituency. He spent just 4 days there, and he won the seat with a huge margin. And look at the way he has performed as an MLA. He was able to take care. He was able to win the hearts of the people of Triplicane constituency. So just leave that he is the son. Look at his accomplishments in the last 4 years. So this is not just that, oh, he is the son of the leader, that's why he has become the minister. No, it is not so.
So I must ask this question to Mr. Radhakrishnan. Mr. Saravanan says, leave aside the fact that he is the son of the chief minister. But is that not a factor in his elevation, in your understanding? I would also like to ask you, from whatever Mr. Saravanan just said, I'm sure there are other leaders in the DMK too who perhaps have such personalities, who are crowd pullers, who perhaps do not have the, may I say, luxury of being movie stars, but have been very dedicated workers of the DMK. So I leave it to you. Should we leave aside the fact that Mr. Udayanithi Stalin is the son of the chief minister?
Absolutely not. That's the only factor in play. There is no other factor in play. In fact, I mean, I don't want to speak ill of anyone, but then there comes a time when you need to put facts across. If you take the list of hit movies for any of these years, 21, I mean, the largest grosses, take top 10 in 2021 or 2020, bad year, of course, don't bother. 2019, 2018, 2015, 2016, 2011, any of those years, Udayanidhi's pictures have not been top grosses. Udayanidhi is not a big star in Tamil Nadu. Udayanidhi is a star, accepted. Udayanidhi has a following, accepted. But he's not in the pantheon of, like, say, you take, pre Jayalalitha years. Jayalalitha years, there were 5 saleable stars in Tamil Nadu, without which distributors will not pick your film. One was Rajinikanth, the other was Kamal Haasan, the third was Vijaykanth. Of course, he has since is not too well now. Vijay and Ajit, these are the 5 saleable stars in Tamil Nadu. Then came the next crop of actors, including Sivakarthikeyan, and of course, your Rana Dagupathi and all of those guys from Andhra, and later on these movies, RRR or KKK or what, I mean, Kolar or whatever. So all these KGF or whatever. So all these are saleable stars even in Tamil Nadu today. PS1 had a fantastic opening and all of that. We don't hear that kind of buzz about a Udayanidhi movie. So Udayanidhi is not the big star that everybody is making out to be. There are a few things that I need to elaborate here. One is, as Saravanan rightly pointed out, in 2019 July, he is given the responsibility of the youth wing. Of course, he has been working on the youth wing, but shouldn't you give him enough space and time? What is enough space and time? That will be the next question. You take the case of Rahul Gandhi, for instance, who is the biggest dynast of all. Rahul Gandhi comes into politics in 2007 when he is, taken in as somebody who is chair of NSUI. It was a newly created post, and of course, chair of the Indian Youth Congress, and also a general secretary of the AICC. He starts there, and then slowly he builds his profile and whatnot, and then finally he's in a place that he is. 2004, he was a member of parliament, and he didn't, obviously, there was not even a talk of him becoming a minister. 2009 was the time when people actively thought that he should become a minister, but then that did not happen either. So Rahul Gandhi has had at least 7 or 8 years as a politician working for the Congress before he attempted anything. He had at least 5 years experience before they started talking him as a minister. What do we have here? Udayanidhi has not been allowed to perform for a considerable period of time as a youth wing leader to actually regenerate the party at all levels, so that you can make that claim. Or he has not been allowed to perform. He's just been a year and a half. We all know that projects take larger gestation times. If you want to do a infrastructure project, it takes a minimum of 2.5 to 3 years. Chepak Tiruvallakeni is a very, very, very small constituency, extremely congested constituency. Of course, he has done some work there. He's his father's son. Obviously, he does get the ear of the corporation commissioner and the Metro Water MD and all of that. But beyond that, beyond the immediate of trying to clear a sewage joint or trying to lay a few sewage pipes, creating a few toilets, but beyond that, he has not been able to function. So my question is, why don't you wait for him to function at least for 5 years as an MLA before thinking of granting him a position? Otherwise, it is just nepotism.
It is almost as if Mr. M.K. Stalin himself, because of the amount of years he's put in arriving at where he has set very high standards. Even his son is perhaps not able to follow it, or not being allowed time to follow it, as Mr. Radhakrishnan said. Perhaps time is of the essence here. Thank you so much, Mr. Kovai Satyan, joining us here on South First. Kovai Satyan is the spokesperson of AIADMK, and he is also very, very passionately bashing the DMK since morning, whether it is on tweets or whether it is on debates, or questioning why this should not be just called another instance of nepotism. So, Mr. Kovai Satyan, I come to you. When the AIADMK accuses the DMK of promoting nepotism when Udayanidhi Stalin becomes minister, how different is it really for the AIADMK?
See, the difference is evident and clear. If at all, if you want to compare an MLA's son trying to aspire to be an MLA, or an MP's son trying to aspire to be an MP, there are no questions asked, because there are many parties in India where this is there followed. But look at the culture of DMK is what the $1 million question is. 50 years, it is one family which calls the shots. And the family is all the party is about, and the party is all about family. And if anybody wants to give credit saying that it is because of his performance and competence, there are senior members of the party who have toiled day and night for the party. There are people who are 5-time MLAs. They are still waiting for the elevation. So the sequence of events is leading to one culmination that he will be elevated in the party levels to run the party, which is very evident and clear. This is not the same with AIDMK. There cannot be not even one incident wherein a grassroots member of the party can come to the helm of affairs as chief minister like AIDMK. That can never happen in DMK. And we are not saying this today. We are saying this in all our rallies, election campaigns, again and again. Definitely the Prince Charming will be made as the king. And mark my word today, the elevation of minister will lead to elevation as deputy chief minister after parliamentary elections. And there will be attempt to have him as the face of DMK for the 2026 assembly elections as a chief ministerial candidate. Because it is the same Mr. Stalin, who is the CM now, it is the same minister, Mr. Udayinidhi, who went out in open and said they don't have any intention to be in politics, they don't have any interest in politics, and somebody in DMK, a party like DMK, don't have aspirations or intention to be in politics and to be in party, can become an MLA and minister in 5 years of time, and let the other members decide what is their role in that party.
Taking off from
which
what
they have
Mr.
associated, which
I'm
they
going
have
to take off
associated
from
for
what
5
Mr.
decades.
Kovai Satyan said. It almost seems to me, Mr. Saravanan, that Kovai Satyan, as an AIDMK spokesperson, is more sympathetic to the dedicated leaders of your party, because he's right. There have been leaders who have put in many years into the party, have been full-time politicians, whereas Mr. Udayinidhi Stalin, let's face it, has been in the film industry. He's a first-time MLA. Even now, he has a movie in hand that he has to complete, even as he takes oath as minister, which brings me to my question, why now? Like Mr. Kovai Satyan pointed out, is this the DMK's long-term plan to, bring him on board as deputy chief minister, or perhaps actually become the Kadagatta level a few months, a few years down the line? Why now? Why this need to upset a cabinet, to change portfolios of so many ministers to accommodate this one person who you say we should not be taking into account how he's related to the chief minister?
Yeah. It's actually farcical. The way the ADMK spokesperson is worried about the people who have worked in the DMK. See, DMK is a party which always recognizes the people who have worked for them. That is the hallmark of our party. If somebody joins our party, it's very rare that someone is disgruntled and leave the party. All of them are for the ideology. You don't join a party, especially the DMK, just because you can get a post, become somebody, amass money. It's not ADMK. So that anybody can become anybody overnight, and then the next day they will become nobody again. So that is not the USP of the DMK party. So we will worry about the DMK cadres and the DMK functionaries. We will worry about who is not made a minister and who is going to be made as a minister. See, this apart, when you ask the question, why now? That's what as I pointed out, he has done a stellar role. He played a very good part in how the galvanized the youth of the party. See, after he has become the youth wing secretary, there is a lot of activities that is going on to strengthen the youth wing. We have conducted almost in the last 1 year, we have conducted DMK Pasarai Kutam, which aims at spreading the Dravidian ideology first among the party workers. We have almost conducted in all the 234 constituencies, this has happened. And that apart, the membership drive of the youth wing is also going on a full swing for the last more than a year. So when all these things are there, see, this is a representation to the youth from the party. And as I pointed out, see, there will be difference of opinion. When I say he is the apt person, look at his credentials, the detractors will come and say, no, there are many other people. See, that is their view. But the question is, the bottom line is this. He is, you may call him whatever, but he has been elected by the people. If this constant allegation that, oh, he's a dynast, he's an heir, if that is accepted, if the people have accepted that, he would not have won the elections. That is the beauty of the democracy. You may say whatever, but the ultimate, the political opponents or people who don't like his rise, they may say several things, but it is ultimately the people who decide in a democracy. If whatever the allegations that is said by the ADMK or anybody else, oh, that he's too soon, he's a son, he's a heir, all that. If the people have accepted, if the people have thought that is the truth, he wouldn't have won the elections. Leave the elections. Look at the people he is able to draw everywhere. At every election campaign, wherever he goes, he's able to draw people out. That is because he has endeared himself, because of what he speaks, because of his profess to the ideologies of the Dravidian party. Let us not compare Mr. Rahul Gandhi. What would have happened in 2014 if the UPA had won again? Would not Mr. Rahul Gandhi had been made the minister? So let
Mr.
us
Saravanan
not
and Anandura, I must
speak
point
about-
out to the political capital also that he has, even when whether it was his debut as an actor, whether in the film industry or in his debut into politics, he has political capital. He comes from a very powerful political family, a political family that still has
agree.
members,
No.
not just in the state politics, but also in the parliament. The same
Yeah, see,
family members in the parliament.
I'm saying I totally agree to that. He has a political capital, no doubt at all. There is no qualms about it. But is he not worthy of it? Has he not performed well? Has he not proved himself that he is worthy of whatever that is being given to him? Let us assume that whatever you are saying is right. Something has been handed over to him in the platter. And what has he done? What has he done out of that? So many people have been given such opportunities in the party. So many youngsters even now, so many youngsters have been made leaders of this wing and that wing. So opportunities is given, and what they make out of that opportunity, that is what that counts. And Mr. Udayanithi Stalin, I can say with all assurance that he has discharged his responsibilities in a wonderful way. He has captured the imagination of the cadres of the DMK party first. And of course, he has captured a group of people, a large group of people in the state of Tamil Nadu. Look at the reception he gets everywhere he speaks. That will say where he stands.
I'm going to take off from what Mr. Saravanan said in his previous answer. He spoke about Dravidian politics. To Mr. Radhakrishnan, DMK is a party that wants to create this image of a Dravidian model to take on what the Gujarat model that the BJP has been propping up. Do you look at this as progressive politics, Dravidian model of politics?
Absolutely. The Dravidian model of politics promised a bunch of things, and I think that is also the problem in Udayanithi's elevation today. In fact, I'll come to that. But before that, see, let us look around the country. What is the antithesis to the Hindutva model of development, which basically says Hindus can develop and the others can go do whatever they want. Now, to that is the Dravidian model becomes the answer, where which is progressive and all of that. Now, when you take on something like that, you look at what else is available there. There is a model of there is a communist model, but it's been since the communism guys forgot the fact that caste is an Indian reality, and they kept on harping about class. That model never really took off. You look at any other models, whether it's the Congress hybrid model of using commies and right wing and everything, and socialism and all of that. That khichdi did not work. You look at the other avils out there, that any of those things have not worked at all. And that is when a Dravidian model comes, a state is being held up as an example of what India can be. And it is held up, and it's a standing example of whether you take IMR, MMR, any of the mortality rates, any of the development indicators, any of the factories, any of those things you look at, even including sanitation and water availability and all of those things. Tamil Nadu stands, and it is not just one party's achievement. It is the ADMK's achievement, it is the DMK's achievement. Both parties have together ruled the state from 1967, sorry. So from there, when you say that this is the model that, and give a name to it, and finally you say that, okay, my son also is going to get into this, and he's been a member for only a year and a half, it does not work. The first thing that will come across in India, I mean, this is deeply, there in the Indian consciousness, that how can a son become, a minister without having at least put in the hours necessary? Yeah, I mean, you and I know, we are journalists. Saravanan has been a spokesperson. Kovai Satyan has been a spokesperson. It takes a while to get into the role, to get into the job. Only after that, only after your performance has been certified by people, do you progress to the next level. Here you have a guy who comes in 2018 into the party after saying in 2011, 12 and 13 that he's never going to come into politics, and his father himself telling in 2016 and 17, the chief minister now, that nobody from his family will come into politics. And 2018 suddenly he comes into politics. 2019 he is given the youth wing position. He doesn't have enough time to perform on it. And 2021 his father himself says, when the interviews for candidate selection is going on, he says that he told frankly to Udayanidhi is not getting a seat, but then lo and behold there is a miracle, and then he's contesting Chepak Triplicane, and again he gets a extremely weak candidate in the opposing camp. He gets a Patali Makal Kachi candidate. Patali Makal Kachi has no real presence in the area at all, and that again is the next miracle, and he wins by a 68% margin vote. Now, fine, all that is fine. I am willing to overlook all of those things. Now you've got year and a half. Have you transformed Chepak Triplicane? I don't think so. If you have transformed Chepak Triplicane, even then I would say that you have to necessarily wait it out. There is no way that a boy born with a silver spoon attached to his mouth is going to understand the problems of the Indian masses unless he actually gets out there and dirties his feet for more than 5 years or 10 years. It's not possible. Stalin has undergone that. Karunanidhi, of course, was born to a poor family and found his way upwards. Stalin has visited every single village in Tamil Nadu. So has Karunanidhi. Yeah, so has Edappadi Palaniswamy and the others. Now, the point is that unless you do that, you are born with a handicap. Being rich in a polity in India is a handicap because you don't understand the problems of the masses. So you need to necessarily go out there and find out for yourself how difficult it is to defecate out in the open and not have a lota to wash it, not have a lot of water to wash your backside. It starts from there. I don't think Udayanidhi understands these Indian realities. I'm not saying this for the flourish of it. I'm saying these are a lot of Indian realities where people find it extremely difficult to even cook, and you know the kind of economic hardships that is being imposed on people today, right from the price of gas increasing and all of that. People are going back to firewood and whatnot. Understand the Indian realities. Otherwise, if you're given a ministry like poverty alleviation, how are you going to perform at all? What will you know to perform?
I have a question for Mr. Kovai Satyan, but before that, I will go to Mr. Saravanan because he has a response to Mr. Radhakrishnan. Even before you respond to it, I want to expand on Mr. Radhakrishnan's question about the portfolios that have been given to him. You say that he's worked. You say that he's shown his capacities, his capabilities as a leader. Is he equipped to handle the portfolios that have been given to him, given his lived experiences?
Yeah, see, I think it is a little presumptuous of Mr. Radhakrishnan to presume that he does not know anything, or to presume that he doesn't have the experience or he doesn't have the empathy. We have moved with him. We know what he knows. He has moved. See, he belongs to the one advantage of being in a political family is that you understand the reality. Though he may not have been in active politics, he has been in all the campaign trails ever since his memory knows. So he knows, he understands the politics, he understands the issues of the common man. So I think it's presumptuous and an unwarranted criticism, but that is expected when you just gain to such a level in politics, in public life. This is expected. But it is my duty to point out that what stuff he's made of. When you're speaking about, that's what I told you, the way he has conducted himself as an MLA in the Triplicane constituency, he has done exceedingly well. Mr. Radhakrishnan says, oh, he has done just this, he has done just that. No, it's not done just that. He has done really well there. He has endured. He has interacted with a lot of officials there. He's been able to understand how the administration works, and definitely he'll be able to do a great job as the Minister for Youth and Sports Development. That he has that in his heart. And this administrative skills as the MLA will definitely come in handy for him. He will be able to do a great job.
Now, my question to Mr. Kovai Satyan, do you believe that the DMK perhaps has taken a lesson from what happened to the AIDMK after Ms. G. Jayalalitha? The next part of the question is also in inducting Udayanidhi Stalin to the government. And like you said, perhaps the plans is for him to take the party forward. It almost looks like the DMK has its next generation leader ready, and the BJP is being led by another young leader, Mr. Annamalai. So where does AIDMK fit in this frame of things?
Yeah, the world has come to know what Dravidian model of DMK is all about today. The nepotism in the name of Dravidian model is what they talk about Dravidian model time and again. And if you want to compare AIADMK with DMK, any party which upholds democratic values and principles will be like this. The survival of the fittest, and may the best brain win. And the person who is able to win the hearts of the cadres and people will definitely be the leader of the party. But in dynasty, it doesn't happen. The baton is passed on to the next person until unless there is a rebellion who crops out. Mark my word, today, after some point of time, at the eve of 2026 elections, there will be a rebellion, and whatever AIDMK had witnessed, DMK is not too far. It happened when Vaiko was there in 93. If people were rewarded based on their performance, then many wouldn't have left to DMK, particularly Mr. Vaiko. So that statement may suit people like Saravanan, who can find solace in that statement, saying that no, I am being rewarded because of my work. I'm still searching the Google. I'm still searching everywhere to get to know few achievements of Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin in public life. As a MLA, while he had the capacity to travel across Tamil Nadu, and he had the capacity to make a mayor fall to his feet in Tanjore while he visited, despite being a Chepauk MLA, I'm still trying to find out what are his achievements and what are his competence and achievements which led to the opportunity of minister. I'm still yet to find out. If people say no, it is because of his competence, then the person who should be rewarded the minister is Prashant Kishore, not Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin. Having said that, if somebody says his performance and competence, and that will be rewarded in DMK, and everybody in Tamil Nadu know who is the performer who has to be rewarded. As far as DMK is
Mr. Saravanan has a rebuttal to it.
Yeah, see, it's really, I find it amusing the way Mr. Kovai Satyan is talking about competence. What has got ADMK and competence to do with? All the ministers are competent. The ministers of the ADMK are competent in looting the state. Look at the number of the way. No. See, these actions, these allegations, whatever has happened has to be made. I just want to point out only one thing. We had the chief minister, erstwhile chief minister, going on the campaign trail and saying, I have spent 1,000 crores for the people of Chennai. There will be not a drop of water. Look what happened in 2021, and look what is happening now.
I'm sorry, I have to point out that that's a deviation from the topic.
Yes, since they talk about, this is just to say, see, I thought this is going to be about when they're making this unsubstantiated allegations. I'll have to make allegations which is given to them. They have no business to talk about competence. They are competent in looting.
Let me pose this question to Mr. Kovai Satyan. Again, my question to you, sir. The BJP, the DMK have moved to their next generation leaders. What about the AIDMK? It's still a split house.
Newcomers are definitely there. Not necessarily that the next generation leaders have to be an MLA or MPs. You need to have grassroots workers who are recognized, and they should be given the office bearers posts in that respective places, which AIDMK has already done it long back. And when the right opportunity comes, the parliamentary election or assembly election, you can see the next line of new faces coming into the forefront. Unlike DMK, where it has been like you have to be like dynast, despite whatever you do, whatever meritorious stuff you have, you still have to fall in line with the dynasty. It's not so in AIDMK. Second line leaders will come to the forefront when there is an opportunity like the parliamentary elections or assembly elections, which will be very evident. And let me remind Mr. Saravanan, it is AIDMK which made you sit for 32 years outside the government in the last 50 years. And we understand our strength, we understand our weakness. We never try to hide our weakness saying that, no, this is our strength, unlike them. And we have the courage to stand up and say, wherever we have gone wrong, we say, yeah, we have gone wrong. And we'll correct it.
I really wish I could. I really wish I could indulge you more in this bickering, but unfortunately I'm running out of time.
It's not bickering. It's not bickering. See, the problem is this. See, the problem with the ADMK is this. They are not able to stand up for the people of Tamil Nadu. They are still falling at the BJP. They are acting as the stooges of the BJP. Mr.
Saravanan,
Satyan,
let's talk
very
about dynasty
unfortunately,
politics.
no. Well, it's no. It's very
Public welfare,
unfortunate.
I am willing
It's
for, I am ready for a
very
debate.
unfortunate. Very unfortunate
I'm ready for a
that
debate when
the
it comes to
ADMK
public
party,
welfare and missions.
ADMK party has never raised its little finger against any of the atrocious people policy of the BJP.
So
They
Mr.
fall
Saravanan
at the feet
Annadure
of
is sure that Mr. Udayanithi Stalin will continue to raise questions against
Absolutely,
the BJP.
he will.
Right. I'm so thank you so much for joining South First, and I'm so sorry that we had such little time to discuss. In fact, given the firebrand debates that are taking place here, I insist that we all come together for another topic to discuss another
Sure.
topic some other day. Thank you so much, Mr. Radhakrishnan,
Thank
for
you.
joining South First. Saravanan Annadure of the DMK and Kovai
Thank you.
Sabyan of the AIDMK. Such a pleasure to have you
Thank you.
discuss such an important topic. Thank you so much.
Good luck. Good
Bye,
luck.
bye.
Thank you.